wellness chef, and we are live. So if you hear and if you can see me, please do let me know where you're watching from. And we will begin in no time, okay? I'm Sarah, the wellness chef, and I am a wellness creator in Abuja, Nigeria. It's good to have you here. If you are joining us, please just let me know where you're joining us from, and I'll be glad to connect with you. Hi, everyone. So, today's live, I will be answering a couple of questions that I've had as regards celery juice. I've had a whole lot of questions, but I will be answering just a few of them, and we'll be doing this hopefully as much as possible so I can answer your questions. I am a wellness chef and a natural juice therapist, so yes, you're in good hands. So I will just be reading out the questions. If you see me looking down, just know that I'm trying to read out, the questions that are here. So we'll be answering some of them. So today we're going to be talking about one of the most powerful single ingredient juices that you can make. One of the most powerful, if not the most powerful, because we will be talking about celery. Celery is one of the most potent natural healing plants that you would ever see. Celery is that powerful. So today we're going to be talking about celery juice, and I'll be answering some of your questions. So if you have some questions, whether they are going to be addressed here or not, please just drop them in the comments, and as soon as I see it, I will respond to it. Okay. So I wouldn't want to waste your time. I don't intend to be here for way too long. So I would just go straight into answering some of these questions. So the very first question I was asked the last time, about celery juice was, should I drink celery juice on an empty stomach? Should I drink celery juice on an empty stomach? And truthfully, here is my answer. As a natural juice therapist, I'm going to be really honest with you. Yes, celery juice works best when drank in the morning on an empty stomach, because when you have to eat food, your body is already busy trying to digest your food. But when you take celery juice on an empty stomach, you're giving it room to be able to do what it does best. And if you were here when I started, I said celery is actually one of the most potent medicinal plants that nature has given us. So yes, I always suggest that you drink celery juice on an empty stomach, because celery actually contains something called cluster salts. So when your body is not actively trying to digest food, celery can work best in that environment. So yes, when you take celery on an empty stomach, it could just flush out the toxins. It can do a very solid job of healing your body. I healed from hormonal imbalance. I healed from prolactinoma. I healed from a fatty liver. And one of the things, honestly, I was taking daily was celery juice. And this brings me to my second question. Can I add anything to celery juice like lemon, ginger? I know a lot of people complain that celery juice is not very palatable to drink. People complain that, oh, it's bitter, and all of that, and they keep asking, can I add apples to my celery juice? Can I add ginger? And as a certified natural juice therapist, I will tell you this in all honesty. Celery juice works best when it's taken alone. If you're using it for medicinal purposes, you're using it to heal, to supplement whatever it is you're doing to heal. It works best when it is taken alone. Now, you can, of course, add these other things, but like I said, it works. Celery juice works best when it's taken alone and is best when it's juiced. Now, if you do not have a juicer, of course, you can use a blender by adding a little water to it, just so it can blend and run smoothly and you can have liquid. But my first option would be for you to juice it without water, without adding water. But if you do not have a juicer, you can always use a blender for your celery juice. But as much as you can, my advice is that you should keep it solo. Keep your celery juice solo. You don't need to add all of every other thing. Some people add parsley. And yes, there are recipes that you can take with parsley, cucumber, aloe vera, and the rest of it. But my very best and first option as regards celery juice will be that you juice it solo and drink it alone. I'll go to the third question. Like I said, I don't want this live to be too long. If you have more questions, please just drop it in the comments and I will respond to them as soon as possible. The third question is, my celery juice tastes bitter. What am I doing wrong? Now, it's not necessarily that you're doing something wrong. There are several reasons to this. One is probably the origin where the celery is coming from. I am based in Nigeria, and the celery here is not the same as the imported celery. Now, the imported celery has a milder flavor, milder taste, as compared to the local celery that is grown. It is very concentrated. The taste is stronger and it's more bitter than the other one. So I would most likely say, first of all, where you're getting it from, could affect it. So it could affect the taste of your celery. And please always remember that organic is best. Always make sure that the source of your celery is organic and as close to nature as possible. That's one of the reasons your celery juice could have a really strong flavor. Another reason is I see that a lot of people juice their celery along with all the leaves. Now, the leaves of the celery actually have a stronger taste than just the stalk. I always advise you juice for beginners. I would always advise that you just juice the stalk alone, and then with time, when your taste buds are getting used to it, you can include a few leaves. And also, the leaves do have a laxative effect. So I really don't always recommend that you juice a lot of celery leaves when you're juicing. So, yes. But the thing is, celery juice is not sweet, it's not sugar sweet. You can't compare it with pineapple juice or orange juice, not even cucumber. Cucumber is almost bland or tasteless. Celery juice is actually strong, but when you start seeing the benefits of taking the celery juice in your body, you really wouldn't mind the taste, to be honest. You really wouldn't mind the taste. And with time, your taste buds will adjust. So yes, that's it. So I will go to the fourth question is, I do not have a juicer. Can I use a blender? And yes, you can use a blender to blend your celery juice, but please keep the water very minimal because we want to have all of the celery's goodness. If you can afford a juicer, please, that would be a very, very, very great recommendation. But if you do not have access to a juicer, that should not be a reason why you will not choose celery. Yes, hi, Mark. I really can't pronounce your name. Hi, I can see your comment. So yes, if you do not have a juicer, please let that not be a reason why you are not taking in all the goodness that celery has to give. So yes, you can use your blender, but please keep the water you're going to use to blend as minimal as possible. So you add a little water, you blend it just to keep things going, and you strain it and drink. This brings me to the fifth question. What quantity should I drink daily? Now, for celery juice, the sweet spot is usually 500 ml, which is about 2 cups. 500 ml is such a sweet spot for celery. But if you're a beginner, I would recommend that you actually start with a smaller amount, hopefully 250 ml, and then you work your way up. Now, depending on the gravity of healing or depending on where you are on your healing journey, I've seen people who do as much as a liter of celery juice, but then they spread it out, around the day. They spread it out all through the day, But I would always say this very sweet spot for celery juice is 500 ml, best on an empty stomach in the morning. And if you probably want to tone down on the taste, or you really don't know how to tolerate the taste, I usually advise this and it works like a charm every time. So just put your celery before you juice it, or maybe the night before you're going to juice your celery, just put it in the fridge, let it get cold, and then you juice it while it's cold and take it while it's cold. It tones down on that really harsh taste that celery has. Okay, so we'll go to the next question. Um, can I juice celery the night before? I do not recommend that. You should take celery. Um, I always suggest that you take celery as fresh as possible. So you just juice it and you're drinking it immediately. Yes, so that it doesn't start, the nutrients don't start breaking down, because I see this as a mistake a lot of people make. They juice celery, they keep it in the fridge for 6 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours. That is not nice, because the nutrients in the celery juice will begin to break down, and you do not want that. Because of how medicinal celery is, it is best that you juice it and take it immediately. Please, if you have any other questions, you can just drop them in the comments and I will be responding to them. So, yes, you should please drink them fresh. Drink your celery juice fresh. Now this question is one that I get all the time. I always get this question. How long before I see results? Now, honestly, it depends on what you are addressing. It depends on what exactly you're taking celery juice for. There are people who see and experience results as quickly as 24 hours, especially as regards bloating or their digestion. There are people who see results in a week. They begin to get clearer skin, and many of the symptoms, migraines and all of that, begin to reverse. There are people who stay up to like 2 weeks to see. Now, it depends on the gravity of whatever it is that you're dealing with. It is not a one size fits all kind of situation. So, yes, it is not magic. With consistency, you will definitely see results. So, like I said, for let me say skin issues and all of that, you can begin to see improvements in like a week or so. But if you're dealing with deeper issues like hormonal imbalance, I use celery juice to help heal and reverse, by God's grace, the hormonal imbalance that had plagued me for years, actually. So if you're dealing with really deeper issues like hormonal imbalance, insomnia, um high blood pressure, and all of that, you may need to just give it a bit more time with consistency and with, of course, other healthy habits, by the help of God. These things just begin um to reverse by itself. Now, healing does come in layers. It doesn't for every it's not for everyone that it doesn't happen for everyone that everything is instantaneous, and I want you to be patient with yourself on your healing journey, depending, like I said, on where you are on your healing journey. Another question I got asked was, can children drink celery juice? Yes, but in smaller quantities, you know, and I always advise that, of course, you could speak with their doctors if you're in doubt. But I've seen, yes, children take celery juice in small quantities with amazing results. So go to the next question. It says, I have been drinking celery juice, but I feel worse. Is that normal? Yes, it's very normal. And this is really so important to talk about, because um there is something called a healing crisis. and this is most likely what your body could be experiencing if you start taking celery juice and you probably are um feeling worse. Now, I always say listen to your body. Of course, listen to your body. This is not medical advice. I would say listen to your body, talk to your doctor if you have to. But when celery just starts flushing the toxin in your system, cleaning out your digestive system, supporting your lymphatic system, there are a lot of reactions that naturally your body will give. And it's best to listen to your body to know, oh, do I continue with this or do I stop this? Everybody reacts differently. I've worked with people, recommended celery juice to people and worked with people who didn't have any manner of reaction whatsoever. I've actually also worked with people who, came on board this plan, a celery juice plan, and they started breaking out on their skin and all of that. For some, they had to stop it. Others, it was just a reaction to their body detoxing at the time, and yes, so that is it. And for now, these are the questions that I've gotten so far as regards celery juice. If you ever have any question concerning celery juice or anything whatsoever, you can always leave it here. I am a wellness chef, I'm a wellness drinks expert, and that is what we'll be covering on this channel. We'll be exploring healthy drinks, the science behind these drinks. So from not just juices, we'll be exploring juices, smoothies, wellness teas, wellness shots, um, a whole lot, as regards drinking for your health, and if you are not subscribed to this channel, I would like you to subscribe. So for the next couple of days, we'll be coming on live every day to answer the questions that you have as regards wellness drinks. And please, you do not have feel free actually to drop whatever comments you have. I am so grateful for all of you who have spent time here with me today. Like I said, I don't want this live to actually be longer than 20 minutes. So yes, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them. Now, celery is, like I said at the beginning, is one of the most powerful natural medicinal plants that God has given to us, and we should be using it actually. It can do a lot for you. You can go ahead and read it up or research on it. It can actually do a lot for you, and is one of the simplest things. It's one of the simplest things. So instead of looking for 10 ingredients to make a juice, a solo celery juice bottle of celery juice alone, without green apples, without cucumbers, without anything, can do so much for you. I am such a living example of the power of celery juice, and it is easily accessible depending on the country you are. I mean, Nigeria, we have local celeries available. Celery, we have local celery plants available at the local markets. We have them at stores. We also have the imported versions as well. And I work with both, depending on actually what I want to do. When I want to do a large batch of juicing, I like to mix both the imported celery and our local celery, because the imported celery does have a whole lot more liquid than the local one. So you can get them at your grocery stores, depending on where you are. But if you have not joined the celery gang yet, please do so. Do so. Find celery, juice it. If you don't have a juicer, use a blender. Just make sure you do this. Juice it, drink it fresh as much as possible. So you just blend or juice and drink it at once, and be consistent with it for a while, depending on whatever it is, like I said, that your body is trying to heal from. And you will see that all this noise about celery juice is not just hype. Celery juice is the goat of nature's medicine. So thank you very much. We're approaching the 20th minute, and I would want to let you go, sadly, but I will be back Like I said, for a couple of days to come, I'll be coming on live to answer your questions. So yes, you can still leave your questions here for me, and I will answer them. I am so glad to have you here. And please share this live with someone you think that will need it. This will mean a lot to me. And if you do not mind, you can please just hit the like button and also subscribe. This will help me grow a lot as a small, not so small creator. So yes, thank you so much. I am Sarah, the wellness chef. Please take care of your body. Take good care of your body. It has been given to you for a reason. There's a reason God gave us our bodies to steward it properly. Just the way we take care of our jobs, we take care of everything else. We should please take care of our bodies. And I am so glad that you joined me here. If you have questions, leave them and I will answer them. Thank you. And I'll see you in tomorrow's live. Please don't forget to subscribe, share this, like this, and I will see you. Toodles.